Hey guys, so today's going to be a little video, a story time video. I already made one about my pregnancy, and this one is going to be about the end of my pregnancy, because obviously now I have given birth to my daughter, whose name is Adaline, and she's healthy. Thanks God, and she is now 3 months and 2 weeks old. So this video is going to be about how my pregnancy ended, and how I gave birth, and my life after this with the baby. So the first video I made about the pregnancy was in French, because I'm French and it was easier for me to talk about things like that. But I decided to do this one, to try to do this one in English, because more English people are following us, and yeah, I thought it was cool to do it in English. So sorry in advance if the wording isn't really correct. Okay? The last months of my pregnancy. Well, I wasn't working anymore, so my 3 last months, so it was pretty much me at home, sleeping, eating, resting, doing some recording, some videos, some stuff like that, going out obviously, but with, you know, with COVID we can't really do what we want, and especially when you're pregnant it's not really safe, I would say, even though I was vaccinated, you never know. So yeah, it was pretty much resting. I was still doing, I don't remember if I talked about that in my last video. I don't think I mentioned it. I was mainly talking about how I became pregnant, so I don't think I talked about it, but during all my pregnancy I was having migraines, very bad headaches. I was also fainting, like whenever I was standing too long, I was not feeling good, so I had to lay down or sit down at least. I couldn't go too much shopping, even though I had to, because you know, you have to buy stuff for the baby, because whenever I had the mask on the face, it was like I couldn't breathe, because of, you know, when you're pregnant, all the organs are, you know, restricted in your body, and I couldn't breathe properly, and with the mask it was horrible, and I fainted in a shop center. Since then I wasn't exactly going back into shopping. I was shopping online mainly, and my husband was doing the rest on my family, my sister, my mother, etc. So that's pretty much it. And I also had diabetes. I was diabetic. Well, my blood result said I was, but with a simple I was careful with the food and with the sugar and etc. And so I didn't have to, I only had to take care of the food. So I was fine. I wasn't taking too much weight, which was good, because I didn't want to take too much weight. Then that's mainly what happened. Oh, and my sister made me a surprise in my family. she made a baby shower. I didn't expect it, so I was really happy about it. So last weeks of my pregnancy, I almost went till the end, the due date, because the due date was December 5th, and I gave birth on December 1st. So technically, how it happened. On November 30th, I was home, as always, and I was finding along the time. I was excited to meet my daughter, and yeah, I was tired to stay home and do nothing. So I started to move more. I walk outside the street. I made some gym exercises that my sister gave me, and on November 30th, I went to do some. I went in the car with my husband, and we went through some streets that weren't well done, as you may say, and where we came back home, and like an hour later, around 8 p.m. I think, I started to lose the water. I didn't know it was that, because it's my first baby, and well, I didn't know. I went to pee, and in my panties I saw some green color, that's some green stuff, and I was a bit worried. So I called the hospital where I was registered to give birth, and they told me to come to the hospital as soon as possible. So obviously we had prepared everything, the bags for the baby, the bags for me, the bags for the dad. Yeah, everything, pretty much everything was prepared. So we just had to put everything in the car, and 15 minutes later we were in the car and going to the hospital. Arrived at the hospital, it took care of me and made sure the baby was okay, was fine, and they confirmed me that it was the water, that I lost the water. And they told me, and that's what scared me the most, they told me that I was only one, I don't know how you say it in English, but I was 1 centimeter open, as you can say. I don't know how to say it in English. And they told me that the green texture in my panties was in fact my daughter's poo, because she was stressed, and that tomorrow morning at lunchtime, if I hadn't started labor, I would have to be they would have to induce labor, because it wasn't safe for the baby anymore. And so yeah, I began to get worried about that. But thankfully within the hour I began to have contractions, It started with one contraction every 10-20 minutes, and then it was like one every 5 minutes, and so on. I could feel the pain in my back, in my butt, and in my belly. I had the 3 pain, and it was horrible, really horrible. It was really, to be honest, it was the most painful I had in my life. Yeah, I'm young, but still. I knew it was going to be painful, but not that much. But I managed to go through it. I was even surprised because I was afraid of fainting, since I was always fainting during pregnancy, and I have heart disease, which made me faint because of the pain, because of the blood sight, because of the warmness of things like that. So I was expecting to faint during pregnancy, and I didn't. I was really surprised and proud of myself, to be honest. I was in pain. And my husband was staying with me for the night. He was sleeping, and I stayed like that in pain for like 2 or 3 hours. Yeah, something like that. I was, keeping the pain inside, not to prevent the baby to come out, because I knew that I had to let the works do, and not try to stop the pain, because it wouldn't be helpful for the baby to come out. After 3 hours, I woke up my husband, because I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't handle the pain anymore. I went to take a shower, because the nurse told me that I could take a shower and make warm water on the belly to stop the pain. But as soon as I was standing in the shower, the pain was higher. The pain was, I couldn't stand alone. My husband had to come into the shower to help me. It was so and yeah, I started to bleed, and that was creepy and scary, and I was freaking worried, and my husband too, because there was a big amount of blood coming and spreading in the shower's floor. And so he told me that we had to call the nurse, and we did. The nurse checked out, and I was 7 centimeters open. So in 3 hours, I went from 1 centimeter to 7 centimeters. And they told me that they could give me the epidural, and so I was freaking released. Within an hour with the epidural, I wasn't feeling anything anymore. The pain, the contractions, even my legs, everything lower than under my belly, I couldn't feel anything. So from there on, the labor was easier. Easier for the pain, but not for the real work, where you have to push for the baby to come out, because it lasted 45 minutes. It was 45 minutes long, and I managed to do it, obviously, because I have my daughter today, but it was long, and I started to freak out, you know, because I was scared, you know, to have to do the cesarean section. So I managed to do the final job, and my daughter came out, and she was so small. I was expected to have a bigger baby because I was diabetic, but I had a little baby, and small and not big, and she had to have her blood control as well, which was really not cool, because they had to, you know, pick a little food every day for three days, just after the baby bottle, and yeah, it was not cool, but she's fine, obviously. So that's pretty much it. After 4 days we went home. So yeah, it was the labor that I went through. So now life with the baby, and what about the life with the baby? Well, everything changes, obviously. You can't do as much things as you want to do. You have to take care of the baby now. She's taking a lot of my time. I'm still not working because I don't have a job yet. I'm still not working, so I have lots of time for her, to go outside, to play with her, to feed her. I'm not breastfeeding, I'm giving baby bottles, but yeah, she needs lots of attention. Thankfully I have a family that loves her and always wants to take care of her, so I have some time for myself. Like here, see, I can recall myself during her sleep. So life changes, but it's even better. Honestly, it's even better. I always wanted to have a baby, so I can't say I'm not happy. I'm happy as I ever wanted to be. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if you like this video, I can do more, like my day routines with the baby, what I do every day with her, what products I'm using, yeah, stuff like that. You can tell me what in comments what you want to see about my new life. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I see you on a next video, either reaction, review, challenge, or a story time again. Take care. Bye.